Good morning, Beecher. I haven't made one of these in a little bit of time, but I realize this is kind of a nice, easy way for a couple minutes of contact between me and the community of here, Beecher. So I figured I'll try to do these about once a month, primarily after our board meetings, to kind of give you guys an update, a heads up, so you don't have to watch maybe an hour, hour and a half, but instead you can watch this for a couple minutes, kind of catch up on everything and know what we talked about. So a few things. One, the dismissal at the elementary and all schools in general is at 3 o'clock. One of the things I want our community to remember is, and they've always been great about this, but I just want to reiterate it: at 3 o'clock when schools let out, especially there on Penfield, patience is always greatly appreciated. We have lots of little kiddos who are going to be crossing Penfield or even crossing the drive. So I guess this is more of a thank you to the people who've seen me out there on Penfield. You haven't run me over yet, so I appreciate that. But a little bit of that patience is really appreciated. Parents, if you could talk to your little ones, remind them. One of the big things that I would like to see a little bit more of is that button being pushed on Penfield. I understand Officer Hanson might be there, or Mrs. Duran, or Mrs. Daly, or even myself might be there, but we want to get in that habit of pushing that button there on Penfield. That way we can get the lights going, and so our cars are aware that there's somebody who could be crossing. So as they get older, when they get over to Church Street or they get on Route 1, they'll have that habit in place. Also, at the end of the school day, it was brought up by a community member that we could start getting a lot back up all the way to Route 1 sometimes with our traffic. So if you want to avoid having to sit your car on Route 1, if you go down to Penfield and cut over on like Catalpa and wait on those side streets, I'm sure there's going to be very kind people who will let you sneak in there if you're waiting there. So you're, again, not on the main road, not on Route 1, and you don't have semis bearing down on you. So that's just kind of a thought that we have. I can't change dismissal time, and even if I did, I don't think that would solve the problem of the cars backing up there. And then the last thing that we talked about at the board meeting, besides our standard, we passed some the lights to get down here at the high school. We're going to replace a lot of toilets at the elementary. So those little things did happen. But the other big topic was kind of our bullying procedures. And so I figured I'd kind of fill everybody in here, the process. So in case you didn't watch the board meeting, at least the community understands how it works here at the school. The most important thing to know is communication with the school. We don't always know what happens outside these walls. So if your student is having some problems at home with other kids or in the playground or the park or on their basketball team, whatever it happens to be, if there's kids that are bothering them and you're afraid it's going to leak into school, or you want to make sure your kid is safe here at school, just communicate that with us. If we know it, we'll obviously watch out for it. If it leaks into the school, we'll obviously take care of it in terms of discipline. But that communication piece is just paramount. Even if it is something that is major, we obviously have an SRO here. So even if it happens outside the school and you let us know, we might engage our SRO in the police department to help us out. So please make sure that that piece is there, because once you report it, then my team can go and we can have them investigate the situation, find out what's going on, find out what happened, talk to witnesses, things like that. And then once they have information and once they have the evidence gathered, they can then discipline if needed, and then we can start the healing process. So this the third part of it, which is getting help, making our teachers aware, all those kind of things that we can put in supports. So now that we know there could be a concern, we know there might be an issue, we can help your student get through their days, and maybe even have some positive actions that come out of it at the end. So the key to that is obviously communication, just letting the schools know. At the board meeting, I did mention we do have the reporting form that is online. Obviously, anybody can. You can email a principal, you can email the deans. But if you go to the website, the beecher200u.org website, and on the main page, there's the tabs across the top. If you hover over any one of the schools, it creates a drop down for you. And under that drop down, it says bullying and harassment reporting form. And when you can fill that out. And then it goes right to the principals and the dean. So they're made aware. The SRO gets that as well. So they're made aware of a situation and they can look into it. So that's kind of a quick synopsis of what we did on the board meeting and some of the observations that we made over the last 24 hours from the topic that was brought up by a concerned citizen about the dismissal time. Other than that, hope everybody has a great Valentine's Day. Remember, no school on Monday for President's Day. Be safe, stay warm.